Hi, everybody. I am Nevria, and welcome to another episode of Sprinkle Happiness. I am here with my lovely friend Janelle. Janelle,
Hello, everyone.
we are here to sprinkle a little bit happiness into your own life. So, Janelle and I are on a mission to learn more about happiness. We are both doing our masters in happiness, and we have all these amazing tools, and we are here to give back. We are here to give you some tools that may help you too, because it made such a huge, huge difference in my life and in the lives of those around me. So, do you agree, Janelle, that it's really,
I
really
agree, and I think the longer that we're in the program, the more you make connections with the new content, with the new tools, and kind of see the 30,000 foot view of everything that's going on.
absolutely, and little things stop bothering you, like because we learn that happiness is accepting what is, and all suffering comes from you resisting it. And
Comes from resisting it, but it's also, I think it's awareness and allowing yourself the permission to be human,
mhm,
to really, like, there are going to be things that are going to keep coming up, and that's okay. And whether it's leaving a toxic job or getting out of a bad relationship, you're still going to go through all of the emotions of it. But what this program is doing, and what just the tools and reaching out to different people from our class and elsewhere, I think it's just bringing about more awareness.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. I'm so glad you mentioned that. And another thing that we both have in common is that we both left a toxic job. So 25 years ago, I was still living in Germany. I was born and raised in Germany. I was working in a bank. I made my finished my banking school, 2.5 years. I became a banker. They were paying me really well. So, and it was a lifetime guaranteed employment
Mm-hmm.
with bonuses here and there, like amazing. That was still was a time of my life where I made the most money, but also was the most miserable. I was miserable when I was going to work in the morning. Like literally, my feet wanted to go backwards.
Yep.
Like I did not want to. I was depressed and miserable, and I'm sure you agree, Janelle, because you did the same thing.
I did the same thing. I left my 21-year career in the automotive industry, and very similar. I was paid really well. I had a company car, got bonuses, and I was in chronic pain. My hair was falling out. And I think it was a mix of like my mom saying, Janelle, you need to do something. And then realizing that like I can't keep going forward like this. Like I would wake up at 4 a.m. just bawling my eyes out because I didn't know what to do. I was doing my absolute best, like I always do. And I didn't have the support of the people at work. And it was really, really stressful. So then I decided to choose myself. And we yearly got our bonuses yearly deposited in the middle of March. So I said, if it doesn't get better, I'm going to resign after I get my bonus. And that's exactly what I did. And it's been hard and it's been a journey. And I feel like I lost a part of myself. I'm sure, Nav, you felt the same way because it's like all that training, all the travel I used to do, all the stuff that I was responsible for. It's all of a sudden it's gone.
Wow.
But it also makes room for different and newer and richer experiences. And I don't want to say things because it's not about the physical things, it's about going through and doing the deep work of self-reflection, of healing, and going to the gym and doing all that stuff too.
Yeah, I did not just leave my job. I left my entire life. So when I
Yeah.
quit my job, I also canceled the lease on my apartment and came as an au pair to the US. So
Wow.
here I left a work that was paying me well. It gave me significance, and I had no home to go back to. I had nothing. when I came to the US, I'm like, if I go back, I have no job, I have no place to go. I'm pretty much homeless. Can you imagine the uncertainty that was
No.
going on in my life? I was going back and forth. Okay, this is really really challenging, and now I have a completely new culture I have to get used to. Like my whole world was kind of upside down, but forward 25 years, it was the best decision of my life. This was the best, and your gut really is knows best. If your gut is telling you that it's not for you, it's not for you, and the universe has better plans for you. God has better plans for you. Just listen to it. Listen to it. It will all
Yeah.
unfold just perfectly.
It's going through the process of waiting for it though. That's really hard. I was supposed to have a contract signed for my first contract on my new because I'm self-employed now doing this whole business, and it's been pending for a while. And it like you have to pull yourself out of that mindset of it's like, oh, am I good enough? What am I doing with my like what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
I like my support system, my mom has been my rock. Like I'm so grateful. And like I have a ton of family here, so they've been like really supportive, and a few of my friends as well. So I'm grateful for that because I know a lot of people don't have that.
Hey, honey, you are transforming.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's hard.
yes,
It's hard.
yes, it's not. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Why are so many
Exactly. Have you
ourselves?
ever read there's a book, it's called The Anatomy of a Transition. I'll have to send it to you after this, but it breaks down transitions in like different, I want to say milestones, my corporate career. It's like different stage gates, so to say, but it's not linear. And it's like I'm an engineer by degree and by like training. So I want like, okay, there's a checklist. I should not be feeling this anymore. There's a checklist. I'm going through all the checklists. And it's like, wait a minute, it can't go. It's not one after the other. You go back and forth.
Give yourself some time, and
Yeah,
sometimes things need to cook a little bit. Like
exactly.
it just needs to. And I often imagine myself as being in the cocoon. I'm still in a cocoon. I am still, I'm gonna unfold. It's just gonna turn everything perfectly, but at its own timing. You just keep planting the seeds.
Hmm.
Just keep being you, and I think you really cannot go wrong just being authentically you, doing what feeds you, doing things that really gives you joy. Isn't that what we're learning in class?
Joy. Yeah. Have more joy. What brings you joy, Nev?
I love, love my life. I have a very quiet and peaceful life. I'm kind of, I like low key. I'm like in my water. Like if there are different elements, Chinese elements in Tony Robbins
Hmm.
book. It's this. I am water. I love being in
Hmm.
the flow. I love doing things in the morning. This that fills my cup. Like I work out and then I swim, I journal, and I spend time with my cats and I enjoy my coffee and then I'm ready. And then my cup is full and then
That's
I crush it a couple minutes, couple hours, and then I take a break again. Like I love doing things at my own time and I don't like being told by somebody when to work, when I should be focusing because I think Google does that. They have like a couple hours of like unproductive time. I don't know what they call it. They can do whatever. They can go take a nap if they wanted to.
they
That's
I visited the Google campus years ago, and it was like something I've never experienced or seen. It was so they had like different like food, I want to say food areas, different restaurants you could go to. They
really.
had napping pods. Yeah, but
Oh
the
my
thing is,
God.
it's like they don't want you to leave, so you're there all the time working.
Yes. And you know, that's how you increase employee productivity. You take care of them, they take care of you too. I think it's a great investment. A lot of big companies have gyms. Why? Because if
Yeah,
employees take care of themselves, they will take care of you, right? Happy
there
people
was. Yeah.
increase productivity. Isn't that what we learn?
But a lot of companies, because of the cost, and I think because of the I don't think I'm seeing trends and pieces that because of the polarity of the world right now, and especially in the US, I don't know what your experience is. I'm not going to get into the politics, but there's so much polarization of everything that a lot of those quote unquote things that help with like employee engagement and productivity are being taken away,
Yeah, I think
which
you're
is,
onto
and
something.
they're like, you have to be faster, do it with less. But if you're, something's going to break. And that's like, it broke me. It literally broke me.
Like you
So,
save in the wrong
yeah.
place.
Yeah.
But you know what really helped me? For
Hmm.
the past 2 years or so, I'm not watching any news.
Yeah.
I'm not enjoying the news. I don't need to know what's going on right now. It's not, you know what? I'm not missing out on anything. If I need to know something, my friends tell me here and there different things. But on my day-to-day life, it doesn't affect me. I do the things I always do, and I'm not changing anything. So I just love optimizing my daily routine, but bringing variety, testing different things, and I love giving in back to other people, like what we're doing right now. What worked for
Yeah.
you? What is your favorite? Let's talk about happiness. Let's talk
Yeah.
what makes you happy, Janelle. What is one tool that you started implementing in your life very recently from the menu of choices
From the many
that you
choices,
have?
I think one of the tool, not think, one of the activities from our like retreat from the Vivid app is the breath work. And the full 20 minutes was difficult, but I found a few like 5-minute ones and I'll do them on my balcony. So in the morning before it gets too hot and just hearing the nature and also hearing the breath work exercises, I think really helps. And then having my espresso
Oh,
on the
cool.
balcony.
I
Yeah,
love
and
it.
it's just it's really calming and it helps kind of set me up. But you actually inspired me from our last discussion last week. And you said how you get up. So yesterday I actually got up on time. I got out of bed at 6:30, got up, went to the gym, and I still did my morning thing on the balcony, went to the gym, and I was ready everything by like 9 a.m.
Wow.
And I felt so good.
Yes, yes. You know what? I never feel like it. I never feel like getting up. But once I do and do the things, I know exactly how I will feel afterwards. So that's kind of what's moving me. I don't feel
Mhm.
like it, but once I do it, I will feel amazing. And I always do. I never regret not getting, I never
Yeah,
regret getting up and doing the
yeah.
things that I want to do. Never regret.
Today I did not. I slept in after yesterday. There was a few things that happened that just totally shifted my day. So I had to just let my body process. My back was really hurting. So instead of going to the gym, I took a walk. So I did still, I think moving my body within the first half of the day is something that is really important and like helps set the day, like the rest of the day up too.
Yeah. And you still moved,
Yeah.
right? It's okay to listen to your body
Yeah.
and do something completely different. I do that too. You know, on my recovery days, I just do something completely different. And kind of, you see, we need that variety.
Hmm.
We're not machines. You know, it's so
No.
good. But I want to discuss just a little bit about living a true, authentic life. We both come from diverse backgrounds, and I know a lot of my Middle Eastern Turkish sisters are all struggling, feeling kind of stuck and and kind of torn between two cultures. I felt that way when I was growing up. At home, it was a traditional Turkish culture, and outside in my school and in my friend circle, it was the more Western culture that I want to be more part of.
Yeah.
So it was not easy, but years later now I embrace it. Now it's enriching me. But I also see the struggles looking back at my Turkish sisters still living in Germany, and
Hmm.
they are torn. Uh, how you feel?
How do you feel you embrace it? And then I'll answer your question.
I don't try to please anybody. I don't feel like I need to belong in any box. I feel like I never belonged in any box. I always wanted to have my own box. I always wanted to be me. But whenever I tried to please somebody or anybody, other people's expectations, I was miserable. I was.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't me. I was
Mhm.
doing, behaving, acting the thing, what was expected of me, and that made me very deeply unhappy. And I did that for a very long time. And just living, just not caring about what other people's opinions. You cannot ever please anybody.
No. And I think it's hard to I not think it is it's hard to come to that realization. I still struggle with it. I've never really belonged. My mom's Lebanese Muslim. My dad is like Caucasian Catholic. He's part Lebanese, so he still grew up with some of the Arab culture, but my mom did fully. And I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Selena.
I did.
And there's a quote from that movie, and she's like, I'm not Mexican enough for the Mexicans, and I'm not American enough for the
Oh my
Americans.
gosh. Yes.
And that has been how I felt my entire life,
Yes.
living between these two
But you
cultures.
know what? Your English is perfect. You have no accent.
I don't speak Arabic.
But you were born and raised in the U.S.
Yeah, yes,
I was born.
yes.
It's interesting. I was born and raised in Germany,
Hmm.
and my German was actually quite good. I still had an accent. I still do now. Still have an accent.
Hmm.
I have an accent in Turkish, and I have an accent in English. Like it's like I don't belong anywhere, but I'm a mixture of all of
You're
them.
a global citizen.
I am a global citizen. I'm a third of each.
You're a third culture kid,
Yes.
or my favorite is an international woman of mystery.
And it's a gift to speak three languages. So
Yes, it is.
it's I see it's the same thing with the culture. You like again in many of choices. No, I pick what's working for me, what I love, and make it my own. I don't try to fit into just one. It was tough. It was really tough growing up in Germany when I was a teen. Everything was
I'm sure.
and my parents were overly overprotective. They are
Mhm.
overprotective. Everything was a no, like excursions, field trips, and this and that, exchange programs. Oh my gosh, it was always a no. I was dying to have different new
Yeah,
experiences, but they did the best they can with what they had,
exactly.
and
Exactly.
and yeah, it's all good. And yeah, what is your favorite philosopher? That was our last
Oh,
question.
I will say one thing before we move to the philosophy thing is I think one way that I bridge the cultures of any kind, and this is, I think I said it in class a while ago, and it was just, I listened to the recording after, and it sounded so bizarre, but through food, because food unites people, and we all have to eat. So I sometimes I'll have brunches or stuff like that. I haven't done it in a while, but I want to do it again. But it's like everyone brings something from their culture, or I do like Lebanese brunches are like breakfast is I think it's similar to Turkish because I had a Turkish friend and we were talking about it before, and the food and the spreads are kind of similar, but it brings everyone to the table.
I
No
love that.
matter if you're a CEO or if you're a janitor, it brings everyone to the table the same.
I love that. Just make your favorite dish and bring it.
Hmm.
I love that.
Yeah, and I lived in Mexico for a while for work, and that was a transformational year for me. But the family values between like Mexican and Lebanese are it's very similar,
Yes.
but the same thing. So now I like add Mexican like food and stuff like that. The food there is just so rich and different. It's so layered with flavors, and it's different depending on the region that you're at. So it's really it like meshes well with the palette of Lebanese food.
Hospitality is also
Yeah,
very,
hospitality. Thank you. Yes, that's the word.
very important in their culture, and I love that.
Yes.
I love that
Yes.
about my culture.
Yes.
Um,
But
which makes me think of all the ancient sayings that I was raised with. My mother was really good at, you know, about sayings. Like
mhm,
I thought back then it was like, whatever. But now I hear from all the, very similar sayings from the philosophers that we studied.
yes.
It's like, oh my gosh, my mom, like 40 years ago, was saying the same thing. Like, we all have this same human experience, no matter where where we live, you have the same needs, and there are patterns. There are patterns,
Yes.
no matter what time you're living in.
Yep.
Anything you want to add?
I think it's patterns. I think it's people that come to the like have these revelations or come to the realizations that we're living through the same types of struggles that everyone before us have lived and that everyone after us will live.
Yeah,
And the I think the only difference is the advancement of the technology and the amount of information. I don't not the amount, but the access to information, I think is what's changing at a rapid speed. But you're still going to go through all of these same types of struggles that everyone goes through throughout life.
yeah. And it fascinates me that people are struggling. People are really, really struggling, and a lot of people are struggling with
Yeah,
mental health issues, even though we live in this abundance. We were having this conversation with Marissa yesterday. Makes our job as happiness coaches even more important, kind of to show the way, share
I
tools
agree.
that can lead
Yeah,
to lasting happiness. Right now, we are like chasing, right? That's kind of what we learned. Everybody's seeking sensations, this bombardment, and like it's unbelievable. We get bombarded with information, with news, with different tools and AI, and we always feel like we are chasing and we are doing. We feel like we are behind all the time, and we want to catch up, and we don't want to be behind. And it's okay to slow down. Just slow down, take a breath, one thing at a time. Like if you try to
yes.
be anything to everything to everybody,
You're
and
not going to do anything or get
no,
anything done.
you're gonna half-ass everything you can do. Just one thing at a time, and at your time. It's okay to pause and take a break. I catch
I oh,
myself sometimes just rush, 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 rush. I'm like, no, I don't want to rush through life. I want to enjoy life. I want to enjoy the day. This day right now may be my last day. I don't know that.
that was beautiful. I want to yeah. It's true though. It's true. It's hard to remember that, especially because I don't know if I told you this during our first call. Like I've had depression for most of my life. Like I've been on medication. I'm very open about it because I don't want people to think that it's a bad thing. It's a chemical imbalance. I'm down to a very low dose. And so now like all the mindfulness, the breath work, the exercising, all that's helping on top of it. So hopefully at some point I'll be able to come off of it completely, but having that time and having this time away from my job before my business really takes off is it's like you said a transition and it's really hard to get through and I do have a point, I promise. But it's taking the time. Like Margaret Wheatley, you asked who my favorite philosopher was that we learned about. It was Margaret Wheatley and the systems thinking and how everything is interconnected
Yeah,
and how she brought up too a lot how like everyone is in meetings all the time trying to you don't have time to process information and to understand and make connections between old data, new data, and experiences. So I think that having the time and even I used to schedule like downtime or heads down time when I was still working because otherwise nothing would get done. And I think that's the beauty of even taking this course and practicing it real time. I feel like there's a better way to say it, but it's like everything is interconnected.
yeah, practicing in real time. I love that.
Mhm.
Thank you for sharing that. No, I did not know.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And I'm sure
Mhm.
my listeners, some listeners, everybody knows somebody that's kind of going through these challenges. How did the study of happiness or the tool that you're learning help you, you know, with your depression? Or did
I
it
think a
help?
lot of it is just using like the emotional reframing. And one of my friends, I used to attend Wisdom 2.0, which is a conference for mindfulness and technology. And one of my friends through there, she does emotion hygiene and she was working with me just over the phone and totally like worked on the energy like within my body. And she taught me, she said, if you're feeling something, what does it actually feel like in your body? And if you stop if you're having anxiety, if you're having fear, if you're uncomfortable, if you can't pinpoint what that emotion actually is, if you stop and breathe, where do you feel it in your body? What does it feel like? And it actually helps you process it and like let it flow through your system. And I did that. There was, I'm not going to say what the example was, but I did it a few weeks ago, and I was upset with something, and I stopped. I let myself, I took a deep breath. I let myself feel it, and then I was fine.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's awareness. It's awareness of how you are inside your body, and that mind body connection too.
Wow, I love that. Framing, reframing
Mm-hmm.
experiences. I love that. I use that sometimes. What I really also enjoyed, or was very new in meditating.
Mm-hmm.
Meditation and kindness and loving meditation. I really enjoyed, and self-compassion meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Having compassion not just for others but for yourself too. No, don't put so much pressure on yourself. Everybody does that.
I know.
Whoever said them to me, don't put so much pressure on you. Nobody expects you to be perfect. It's okay. We all have those days where we feel like not enough. You're completely enough. You're more than enough. And you're not machines,
No.
right?
It's hard to remember that sometimes though, because you see other, and it's always compares, you're comparing, right? It's like, oh,
Yes.
that person's doing this, that person's doing this. Why am
Yes.
I not doing that? And it's like, wait a minute, I'm still doing a lot, but it never feels like a lot. And then I'll
Yes.
look back at my old notebooks and stuff from work. And I think to myself, oh my gosh, I did so much. I was so good at my job. Like they lost a really good employee.
My favorite philosopher was a person, and
Yeah.
he said imitation is suicide.
Hmm.
Because everybody's taken. You cannot try to be somebody else. They're already taken. But you are unique. You're not taken. You you
Yeah.
you own you. You own you.
But I'm gonna throw a wrench in that. So don't imitate, but then how does that relate to mimetic leadership?
Nomadic leadership, like compassionate leader, be empathic, compassionate leader, be a
Okay.
kind leader, walk your talk, lead by example.
Lead by, yeah.
Don't follow, lead by
Because
example.
I've been bringing that up, like not like in my head, it's been coming up, and it's like I feel like they're tensions, but they're not, like you just said. So thank you for that. It cleared up in my head.
I think if you're just being authentically you, you listen more than you talk, you are leading by example the best version of you, and that version is not perfect, that's fine. But the
Hmm.
best version at the time, with the tools that you have, people will be drawn to that energy. And then you start influencing people with your own energy, giving people permission to also be themselves.
Hmm.
Right? Everybody's allowed to speak their mind, and we all have different blueprints from our childhood, from how we were treated and culture and this and that. And we're all different, and we all bring different things to the table. And having really compassion for other people's opinions and viewpoints, and if they make mistakes, and giving permission to be human
Hmm.
too. We want that space for us too, right?
Of
We want that
course,
space for us
of
too.
course. I think it's hard. Not I think it's learning to also, and I don't want it to sound negative, but if you feel hurt or misunderstood, it's important to have those conversations too. But there was a few friends that I was kind of upset with, and this was a few years ago, and I valued the friendship, and I had it like I wrote down what I wanted to talk about, and that friendship has since dissolved. But it's practicing having those difficult conversations, physically writing them out, and using like I feel this, not putting it on the other person, but how it made you feel. And that's another tool. I don't think we've gone over it yet, or I don't know if we will go over it in course, but it's another kind of quote unquote tool that's really helpful for if you're someone that not suffers, but that has a lot of emotion and that's highly sensitive. I'm guessing you're highly sensitive as well.
Yeah, it reminds me of how mindful learning is.
Mm-hmm.
I really really want to know more about it because it's such an obstacle to everybody's happiness to go into this and have it and fostering these negative emotions to somebody. Sometimes you gotta forgive yourself for your
Yes.
mistakes. We hurt other people as much as they hurt us, so we are not like all sugar and we all rosy. No, we are not perfect. So sometimes we are the villain, sometimes others.
Yes.
So have compassion, self compassion for yourself. Forgive yourself.
Sorry, my phone was, I don't know why it's calling.
So,
With with regards to that, have you ever heard of Don Miguel Ruiz and the Four Agreements?
oh yeah, I heard I had that book. I had that series. Yeah, it's a collection of four books. Yeah, I had that, but I
Yes.
don't really recall it.
It's be impeccable with your word, always do your best. I forgot the other two. But the audio book is fantastic because it's his voice and it's really soothing. But it goes through kind of some of this stuff as well.
Yeah. So my outcome for the future is to read more. I love reading, but I'm such a slow reader.
That's okay.
Can you like I and I get reminded in this class how important it is to read because everything you read and the philosopher that you study becomes a part of you. So I really want to know more. I want to read more. I'm such a slow reader. And one of the reasons is that my mind is wandering. My mind is wandering and I want to go read it again. The part again where my mind is wandering. You literally read a page and I don't know what I read. Like how is that? It's crazy.
I do the same thing. But remember those articles that we read? I think it was the first or second week of class about how to study and how to take in information. That's okay. Like, as long as you get the general idea for some of the stuff, I think that's fine.
And I love underlining and taking notes. I
Oh
love
yeah,
that.
we all do. Yeah.
And it's unbelievable how much I forget. So if I ever want to read it again, I have no reminder. That would be phenomenal. So yeah, half of the books that you see in the background I haven't read.
I don't know if you
Some
can
of them
see.
are there.
I've
Uh,
reorganized.
I think we all have a bookshelf, two bookshelves, one that we read, one that we want to read. I love buying
There's
books.
two more bookshelves in my room that I have to organize. So,
Yeah,
but
I
most of all of those on the top two shelves are nonfiction. On the bottom is fiction. So it's like nonfiction and fiction.
I am so obsessed with nonfiction, with personal development and growth, and every book that I've read really made a
What's the
difference.
favorite book or favorite
One
topic
of the
or that we've read in class?
that we ran in class. We haven't read many books in class, but one of the favorites that I have in my recent memory that I actually read twice is Arthur Brooks and Oprah Winfrey's book, Build the Life You Want.
Okay.
And I look forward to reading the new one that we just published, Happiness Files or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
But for that, I have to finish the book that I'm reading first. So
Yeah.
I have to read past it, you know. So yes, yes, I love. And another one that I just ordered today is Mel Robbins' book, Let Them.
The let them theory. Yeah, that's I didn't read it, but I like know the gist of it. It's cool.
I
It's like let them think what they want, let them do what they want.
yes, I heard really good reviews about it, and I wanna read it because I catch myself worrying or being upset about what others had said or how others treated me, and I don't want that. I don't want it to influence me. So I want to learn more about it and and embed it and use it in my own coaching tools because we all do that. We all do that. Again, forgive
Forgive. Yeah.
yourself and others. Don't care so much about others' opinion and how. Tony Robbins always says, change expectation for appreciation and you'll be much happier.
Hmm.
Expectation to appreciation. We expect so much from other people and ourselves. Just change it. Other people will never be. able to meet your expectation, it's never going to match. They're going to do what they want to do all the time.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, yeah.
There was, so I don't know how much longer you wanted to go on this, but there was I was the president of the Ford Mindfulness Club and vice president and one of the founders of it. And we had over, I want to say 56, it's probably up to 60 weeks of content, which every month we had mindful moments. And it's every week there was 7 or 8 series, different theme. Every session was a different topic from that theme. But what my favorite one is on gratitude. And we would have a learning session and then a practice session and then quotes mixed in. So it was a really good way to have content delivered. And we delivered it to, I want to say, up to 3,000 people globally throughout Ford. And we had ambassadors delivering the same content. They would translate it into their native language as well. But the Tony Robbins one we did was gratitude. And it was a 5-minute practice, but the learning portion is a video from Louis Schwartz and Schwartz. It's a TED talk about he did, God, I can't think of the word, like slow motion photography. So he would take pictures of flowers blooming and stuff like that back in the like 80s, 70s, 80s. So it took forever to do it. But his video is a compilation of that. And then it looks at the view of the world from a young girl and then from an elderly man, and it's beautiful how he meshes all of that together. I'll have to send you the video. It's beautiful, but it goes through all of that, and it's taking appreciation and gratitude for having warm water, for what the weather's like today, for having a conversation with a friend even though we're thousands of miles apart. So I think it's
Yes.
breaking down to like bringing back to the basics, I think is what's going to heal and help this world flourish.
Thanks for sharing that.
I'll send it to you after. It's
I would love to.
lovely.
So I love Arthur Brooks' teaching, and
Mhm.
it's put that on my Facebook for everyone. He says, happiness has nothing to do with money and prestige and all that kind of stuff. Um, as much as we need money for sustain, we gotta live. We want to live comfortably. Some things that really makes me happy that I can buy or is to keep my environment clean, like little things, like a candle in the background. It makes me so happy. It makes me want to work here. I don't
Yeah.
want to escape. I don't want to move away. Like this is kind of like my creative space. Like little things you can buy happiness.
People are like, well, you can't, money doesn't buy happiness. I said, it does not. It can help though, because it can buy me a plane ticket, and travel is
Yeah.
that's my happiness.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm planning a nice getaway um, for a birthday with my daughter. I'm like, yeah, who's gonna sponsor that? If I had no money, that I'm gonna make lovely memories with her
Yeah.
because we're gonna go somewhere we've never been before, and yeah, she's off to college, and I we haven't done it. Believe it or not, Janelle, she was born on my birthday, so we have the birthday on the same day,
Aww.
and we hadn't celebrated for several years. So I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to
you have to celebrate.
her and me, and yeah, there are little things that we can do, to buy happiness. You can buy experiences that makes you happy. I guess
Yeah,
like
experiences. Yes.
go to the store and buy a bag of happiness. That's the word.
I feel if
Buy a
we,
potato chip.
but that's a good
No,
business idea.
no, that doesn't. No, you have not heard that. Nobody heard that.
But we
Nobody
could
heard that.
put a bag, label it happiness, and then put the tools that we're learning as like little things that you pull out.
Oh, yes, yes. Potato chips, ice cream, none of that matters. No, no, no. You did not hear that. So, yeah, thank you, Janelle.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so this is such a topic I'm so passionate about discussing because prior to studying it, everything I knew about happiness was wrong. I almost was like, okay, I'm happy. I don't have to study it. I'm happy as can be. It's so so much deeper than that.
It's a lot of self-reflection too.
Because it's not it becomes more than you. When you study happiness and learn more about this, it's not about you anymore. It's like you want to give back. Now you want to help those that are not so happy, who are not feeling so well. Everybody gets a little. That's why I called this podcast "Sprinkle Happy." Everybody gets a sprinkle of you, of your positivity, and we have our down times. It's not
Yeah,
like just because we're studying it, we are happy and merry all the time. That's kind of same thing as expecting doctors never to get sick. They get sick even though they're doctors. Same with us. Like, you know, I have days where like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to recover from this?
yeah,
Mostly from interrelational challenges here and there with family and but it's all go away. We all go through cycles in life, up and down, and then
exactly.
enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. We are not here forever. Every day.
It's hard to remember that, especially when you're so used to specific structure and specific way of doing things, and then when all of that's ripped out from under you and
Yes,
you're going through, it's hard to remember that it's temporary because it doesn't feel temporary.
it does not. It does not. But when you remember that your days, you don't know, are finite, then it makes it a bit easier. It's not that serious. It's gonna go away. It feels
Yeah,
like it's never gonna go away, but it goes away. And
it
same
does.
thing. I remember all the biggest challenges looking back, the three, four biggest challenges of my life. Looking back, they all helped me grow in some form or shape. But it felt like the end of the world at that time. Literally, it felt like that was it. And looking back, it made me strong. I learned from it. It's the same thing with everybody.
Yeah.
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 Thank you. Thank you. To be resumed. To be resumed.
Thank
Let's do it again, Janelle.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Nev. Thank you. I'm honored that you asked me to do this. It was very impromptu. So I got out of my comfort zone, which is good.
See, it's doable, and I hope you guys, whoever listened this, got a value out of it. And I'm gonna leave you. Just share what you learned and write down at night your what you're so grateful for, and you're gonna go to bed happier.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
until next time, bye.
Bye. Thank you. Take care.